So today I want to look at how to test whether a triangle is in fact right-angled or if it is not. Okay, so obviously we don't always want to use a protractor to measure the angles of a triangle. So we can use Pythagoras Theorem to test or determine whether or not a triangle is actually right-angled. So any triangle that has a right angle in it will satisfy Pythagoras Theorem. Remembering we write Pythagoras Theorem as c squared is equal to a squared plus b squared. Now, it doesn't matter which side a and b is representing, but c, remember, we use to represent the hypotenuse. So c is always going to be the hypotenuse. Okay, so how do we know which one's the hypotenuse? Well, the hypotenuse is the longest side. So it's also located opposite the right angle. But remember, in these cases, we don't know whether or not these triangles have a right angle. So if we're testing a triangle to determine whether or not it's right angled, we'll be given all three sides of the triangle. So C is always going to represent your longest side. So in our first case, this is our C. Okay, so that's 13 and 12 and 5, obviously A and B, doesn't matter which. So to work out if this triangle actually has a right angle, we're going to use Pythagoras Theorem. So as we said, 13 is C, so we have 13 squared is equal to, I'm going to use A as 12. So 12 squared plus 5 squared. All right, so in this case, 13 squared is 169. 12 squared is 144. And 5 squared is 25. So this is where it's really handy to be familiar with your square numbers. Okay, so 169 is equal to 144 plus 25. Well, 144 plus 25 is, of course, 169. So what we have here, our left-hand side is equal to our right-hand side. So what that means is these three sides of the triangle actually satisfy Pythagoras' theorem. So that tells us that this triangle must have a right angle in it. So to make sure that we are now making clear what it is, that we know what it is we're actually saying here, we say that our left-hand side, and we write for short LHS because we don't like writing unnecessary amounts in mathematics, is equal to RHS. And of course, RHS stands for right-hand side. So because the left-hand side is equal to the right-hand side, we say that the triangle is right-angled. And it is perfectly okay to use a triangle symbol instead of writing the word triangle. All right. Okay, so I want to show you another example where this one may not satisfy Pythagoras' theorem. Who knows? Let's work it out. So we have our three sides labelled, 9, 40 and 42. Obviously 42 is the longest or the biggest of those numbers, so that will be my C. Okay, so to put it into Pythagoras' theorem, we have 42 squared is equal to 40 squared plus 9 squared. Okay, so 42 squared is 1,764, and no, I did not know that off the top of my head. And 40 squared is, of course, 1,600 plus 9 squared is 81. So you can probably see here that 1,600 plus 81 does not equal 1,764. Okay, so what we need to say here is that 1,764 does not equal. So of course, this symbol, the equals symbol with a line through it, means does not equal. So that's actually a mathematical symbol that you can use to say something does not equal something else. So we need to make sure we're saying what we actually have now found out. So this is our working out, and now we put down our answer. So our answer is that the left-hand side, again, does not equal the right-hand side. So the triangle is not right-angled. Now you don't have to underline not. I just have for emphasis. Okay, so that is testing for right-angled triangles. So any triangle that you come across and you know the 3 lengths of the 3 sides, you can use Pythagoras' theorem to work out whether or not that triangle has a right angle in it. All right, please make sure you show the appropriate working out. There is not a quicker way that makes this better. Okay, this whole part with the numbers is showing you're working out, and then this part down the bottom is showing that you understand what that working out means. So the working out is there for you to be able to make your decision. All right, so any question that you get for this type of thing will ask you to determine whether or not a triangle is right angled. Okay, and it's usually going to be worth more than 1 mark, so you have to make sure you're showing all your working out and then actually making your decision at the end. It's not good enough for you to leave it at 169 equals 169. Okay, you need to show that you've read the question and you're answering the question. So you're saying that because of this, you know the triangle is right angled. Because of this, you know the triangle is not right angled. That's showing your understanding. Okay, it's not just about memorizing those processes. We need to show that we have understood what we have been asked. Okay, hopefully that helps solidify that concept of testing right angled triangles. Anything else you want me to cover, let me know in the comments below. If you found this helpful, give it a like, and definitely remember to subscribe to my channel so you get notified when I upload new videos, which I'm trying to do as often as possible.